The documents tell you what the references actually are. There's a 2017 email where Epstein wrote to former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers and called Trump the worst person he'd ever known, adding, "not one decent cell in his body." So yes, dangerous. That's not fringe opinion. That's Epstein talking about a man he moved in the same circles with years after their supposed falling out. Then there's the 2011 message with Ghislaine Maxwell, in which Epstein wrote that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump, and referenced a victim who had spent hours at my house with him. The victim's name is redacted, and the document stops short of any direct allegation of criminal conduct, but the proximity is undeniable. You also see tracking, Epstein monitoring Trump's movements, logging his travel, watching his fundraisers, pulling articles, noting events, which suggests a kind of attention that doesn't match the public story of estrangement and dislike. And I'll come back to that, because it's one thing for a former friend to keep tabs on you, and another for a trafficker under scrutiny to keep a running record of your movements years after any claimed falling out. Further reporting adds another layer, because it confirms the email in which Epstein claimed that Trump knew about the girls. That is Epstein's claim, not independently verified evidence of Trump's knowledge of underage trafficking. But the presence of the claim in the estate files matters, because it turns what was previously rumor into something the congressional record now contains. And when you combine that with the volume of references, you start to see why the White House came out swinging the moment the documents were released. They didn't wait for context or interpretation or analysis. They called it a democratic smear before the public had even seen the counts, let alone the details. That defensive instinct tells its own story, because calm governments, they don't panic at documents they believe exonerate them, do they? They let transparency take its course. Panic is what happens when the documents don't align with the narrative you've been selling.